Yo, what's going on YouTube? GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are going to be talking about The Watcher. I just watched the 5th episode last night, probably one of the best series I've seen in quite some time, man. I mean, these true crime Netflix series have been popping off. I've been loving every second of them. If you guys want to go on my Twitch and watch this video later, we have on GZTV Live on Twitch, all lowercase, we have New Zealand playing Ukraine. In our Group 7 doubleheader, we will have Group 8 going on later during Monday Night Football. So, if you guys want to check that out, we're going to be doing a Fortnite, or not, I don't know if we'll do a Fortnite stream or what. We'll do some sort of stream, but let's just get into this. The 5th episode, Occam's Razor. I mean, the episodes on the show just keep getting better and better. I love the show. I kind of want to rewatch it after I'm done. It's so fucking awesome. Things just keep going down. More revelations keep happening, and things just keep getting more and more interesting. It's so awesome. I love this show, man. It is a bright morning in Westfield at the start of The Watcher, episode 5. Nora, who now has more time to deal with stuff, does some sniffing around. She kicked Dean out of the house, which obviously they kind of reconcile in this episode, which is crazy. I mean, a very up and down relationship given what events have occurred. They definitely reconcile. They realize some things. Oh my goodness, I love this episode. This episode's great. This is probably the best episode in the series so far. It just keeps getting better and better. She goes through the call records of their home telephone. Remember the call she got in the motel when Dean was sleeping at the house? Obviously none of them knew that was coming from the house. The man on the other end was just heavily breathing and not saying anything. So we don't know where he was. He didn't say anything. It's the Watcher. He's not going to reveal his voice. Nora would probably know right away who it was. Nora discovers that number and deduces the call came from the house. Something we knew in the final scene of episode 2. We knew this. We knew that this happened. She meets with Theodora to discuss the information. We have a sense of what she will land on as a conclusion. In terms of who did it. Given that the call happened in the house, obviously Dean continues to be framed more and more. Given what happened last episode, they're just going to keep putting this on Dean. The PI uses the word pigtails for the girl in the video, and suddenly a light bulb goes off in Nora's head. She's starting to question this investigator. She's like, Karen said the same thing when suggesting Dean is having an affair with a girl in pigtails, so maybe they're getting framed. Maybe all these people are working together and working against them. That could be very true. We haven't really uncovered this story 5 episodes in, even in this episode. They're starting, the cliffhanger's amazing. I can't wait to get to that and discuss that with you guys. But, yeah. Is this a coincidence or a conspiracy? My husband is writing the letters, is what Nora seems to think. At this moment, she's like, yeah, my husband's definitely doing it. She still thinks Dean wants them to move out of the house for financial reasons. He can't really handle it, so to hide that he can't handle it, he's having himself be the Watcher and poses as this guy, Or have someone have him pose. I don't know how to word that. Next, we see Karen pull up to Mitch and Moe's in her pristine Mercedes-Benz. Obviously, she works for a realtor. She's a pretty stuck-up brat, honestly, in some way. She says she has heard swirling rumors about the couple among people, and it does not look good for them. So, yeah, she just wants... and this really shows that, they're working together to try to frame this family and get them out of the house and make them look like bad people. But, yeah, it further, pushes the conspiracy. Further proves this sort of theory that these people are working together against this family. The real estate agent mentions their condo in Florida and information privy just to the couple. We didn't even know this before. We didn't know the couple had a Florida condo, which is probably where they were while they were faking their death. Well, you should know that what a shark looks like when you see one, right? She craftily tries to convince them to sell the house and just move there for the twilight of their lives, to get away, because the couple's starting to pick up on what they're doing. They're all working together, and to avoid getting in trouble for all of this, they need to just move, which is furthering suspicions that maybe Mo or Maureen did this. The stigmatized property will be taken care of by her and Darren, who have occasionally set up an anonymous LLC to buy cheap houses and then flip them for profit. That's kind of what their company is. I mean, that's what real estate really is in the on the business side. I mean, it's just people flipping properties and making money. That's how you make money. Obviously, with a business involved, you have to make money. Big Mo is not taking any nonsense. It is like that clash between Phyllis and Dwight about big personalities, you know. Theodora has done some digging and has startling information for Mrs. Brannock. Like, she keeps coming up with these revelations, real or not, I don't know. She keeps coming up with these random things. She suggests that it is highly probable, as confirmed by her contact at the Bureau, that Dean wrote the third letter. Like, she's trying to frame him. We know that she doesn't want good for him. We know that she's kind of working against them and disguising like she's working for them. So maybe she's lying about this. She's been lying about everything, you know? Maybe she has. Not the first two, but most likely the third. We know for a fact that he wrote one of the letters here. This is kind of confirming that he's not all the way the Watcher, but he's definitely mimicking the Watcher, and he's wanting to push that agenda. An unstylized K in his Valentine's card outed Dean. Wait, is Theodora involved too? I cannot decide. I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Theodora then reveals some more thrilling information, just more and more reveals from this detective, this investigator, as they keep meeting with her. She met Steve and got him to talk, the banker, that was talking to Dean about, you know, and maybe Steve is in this scheme as well as their banker. I mean, yeah, because, I mean, the whole reason they got this house was to look financially stable and to put on this, like, mask. And maybe he's trying to go against that. Maybe he's trying to out them for it, you know. The savings being liquidated, a high-interest loan from risky personnel, and the fact that Nora signed off on that all come out of the rabbit hole. And that he will not be making partners. Nora didn't know this before. He didn't want to reveal this to her because it's obviously a big like reputation, big strike to the reputation, you know. Dean is messed up royally, like really bad. It seems unlikely he and Nora will ever get together again. Will the Watcher win? That was probably the Watcher's goal, was to get this couple away from each other because they're both really greedy, you know. Dean waits for Andrew to come out of his house. He arrives at his house, kind of a creepo. He confronts him to ask whether Andrew was lying about staying in the house. Like, did you actually stay in this house? Like, come on, stop lying to me. We know there's people working against us, and obviously they look insane, but as an audience, when you're watching the show, you don't think that's a very insane idea. But Andrew shrugs him off and says he did. He's like, I did, man. Get away from me, you psychopath, you know? I mean, this looks bad. Everything Dean has been doing in the last couple of episodes has made him look really bad. Everything he said was true, but he didn't appreciate Dean harassing him like this. I don't know if anyone would, but obviously he's probably playing a role, a character of some sort, this fake persona. Nora finally gets some good news from the curator of the gallery where her works are being exhibited. This is where a decent amount of the money of the family is coming from, so it's finally looking up for this couple. Like, she's going to start getting paid more for her work. She's going to be more involved with the gallery. Although Dean didn't make partner, things are starting to kind of look up for this couple. All of them have sold out. You know, people really like her work as a pottery artist. I don't know what those are called, but she commissions another show for Nora, and she is elated. She's like, wow, I can't believe you're giving me this opportunity. You know, I'm making more money. It's great. Nora still isn't talking with Dean and spots someone in her garden. She hears someone, she spots them. Who knows who it was? Obviously, the suspense of the show doesn't let you see who did that. When she goes closer, she discovered it is Pearl, which I think Pearl is innocent. It's possible for her to be involved, but I think she is innocent. I think she just wants the better. She's kind of like a liberal, far left type of personality. I don't think she would do something wrong like this. I don't know. The weird sister invites her to a luncheon in Mo's honor. This gathering is a revelation in its own right. All three actresses create palpable tension with effortless ease, and it is quite integral to the story as well. Mo and Pearl talk about how they haven't changed their houses even a tiny bit since they acquired him, which, like, is supposed to be, like, this big thing in this neighborhood, like, oh, keep your house old-fashioned. You know, people really appreciate the old-fashioned classical architecture on it, right? They steal glances at each other and try to deceive Nora about something, like, oh, they're trying to make her feel guilty and feel weird and feel, like, out of position here with this group and feel, like, excluded, you know? Every time someone says something, the other looks at Nora to see if she was really believing them or not. So, it almost seems like these girls are just joking and trying to play a prank, play a trick on this family. Mo talks about her mentally challenged son and how he got people from a homeless shelter and shot them to get the insurance money. Yeah, these people are bad people. And Nora's just sitting here listening to this, like, they're telling Nora this, remember. She's just sitting there casually like, what is going on here? Like, are we joking? You really just admitted that? You know? She thinks Christopher is the one writing the letters when Pearl interjects saying she thinks Jasper is writing them. They think their own family members are writing it to make them look like good people and so I think it's one of those two. Maybe it's the two helping each other since they're like snitching on their own families for doing this. Pearl says she herself got a message from some years back, an ode to the house, it read. So these people actually were getting letters too. Obviously not negative letters. It was like a love letter to the house. Something in the walls moves and Nora rushes out of there when they won't be bothered by it. They think it's fucking normal. Something weird's happening in that house. It's a very creepy situation. You know, you get that vibe in the beginning from these neighbors, like these are weird people. You know, I'm watching the game. I'm not really looking at the camera. You know, Ellie apologizes to Nora and says this quality of hers is a flaw in her personality. She admits, like, she's wrong. She tells about the poem to Ellie to see if she can make sense of it. Dean meets with Dakota, who says he made a mistake in not believing Dean. So all these people are kind of reconciling. Now these people, knowing none of these people are the Watcher, which we kind of knew from the beginning that none of these people were the Watcher, but we had to get some confirmation. And once we get confirmation, these people kind of work together as like a heroic effort to see who is doing this to this family. It's kind of cool. When he reviewed the footage again, no one came in or out of the house that day except Dean. So this person must have snuck in the house some way. They must have dropped out of a helicopter. Where did the girl come from? It's very confusing. It's a mystery, and it's inside of a mystery. Anyway, he surprises Nora at the house with Dakota, who narrates the incident to her. So it's I mean, obviously Ellie likes seeing Dean and Dakota being peaceful with each other. She probably liked that. A lot of reassurance and relief with this family. It was a setup indeed. Nora asks Dean about the third letter, and he admits he did it. Why would he even do it, though? If he wasn't the official Watcher in the beginning, why would he write that third letter? It is a shocking revelation that sends her spiraling. Like, she doesn't know what to think. Like, she wants to get back with him, obviously, because he's being truthful and honest. But, like, I don't know. The relationship is hanging by a tight thread right now. If he does one more screw up, it's done. Nora takes Dean to Chamberlain, whom she warned to give the DNA results. Chamberlain apologizes and says the DNA sample indicates the Watcher is a woman. Dean is back in the house for now. He said he wrote the third letter. Nora was obviously assuming that he wrote all the rest of the letters, but it doesn't seem like he did. So, yeah, you know. Now he's kind of in the clear for now. The couple once again begins with the investigation into the Walker. They gotta go from square one. They gotta start from scratch. They doubt the DNA thing, but still think a culprit is a man. When they think more, they look for someone with a motive for the Brannicks to sell the house for money. That is not the only motivation for some people to do things, FYI. They catch Karen and Chamberlain together at the club, which is fucking a crazy moment, accusing them of plotting the conspiracy. So they officially come out and they say, okay, you guys are doing this, we know it, so fess up to your crimes. It is a long shot, but they fight back, threatening them with all sorts of things, especially Chamberlain. Given that he's a police chief, his life could really go to pieces. The public humiliation will have grave consequences for the family. They now even think that Theodora might be involved, since Chamberlain was the one who recommended her. Ellie has information about a Facebook group called An Ode to the House, so there is something that exists called An Ode to a House. Pearl isn't just like lying about this thing and making things up. Nora scans through it and remembers a certain photo from the page. The man with the bow tie from episode 1, The Open House. So things are starting to click together, connect, and it's crazy. He was an English teacher, Robert Kaplan, who gave assignments to his students to write love letters to houses in the locality. So maybe he was just scouting out for his students or something. It's I don't know. It's weird. The contractor calls them away with a discovery in the fucking basement. This is insane, guys. A secret door that leads to a tunnel. Like, there's like one wooden plank in the wall and you like pushed it through. There's like cold air coming from it. So, yeah. As they move forward, they spot something lacking, running away from them. Are they the Watcher? Is this the Watcher in the tunnel? I don't know, but let's get into the review of this episode. This episode is actually insane. And there comes a tunnel. There are ample what the fuck moments in this episode. Their frequency just keeps increasing as the Brannics dive deeper into solving this impossible mystery. The tunnel is indeed a big reveal, although there was a slight disappointment seeing the Andrew thing go nowhere. Mitch and Moe's sudden reappearance wasn't as creepy either as we wished for it to be, of course. But these dolly things as points aside, the Watchers delivered anything that Ryan Murphy would have wanted from the final product. True crime might have led viewers to believe that dramatization would be too respectful or tentative to take big leaps, but those comments were made without knowing the true details. It is incredible how we have dove headfirst into the show without knowing the details, and it is so peaceful not to, because I mean, if you look at the Wikipedia articles and you don't know what and you know what the show is, and you know what the show is about, like, you're getting spoiled what is happening. Like, we don't know who the Watcher is. I don't read the story. I don't know who did this. Episode 5 also solidified Nora and Dean's unison, which is a good turn in the scheme of things. Karen is finally pissed off, and seeing an angry Jennifer Coolidge will be well worth the buck. Well, the Watcher Oz bucked the trend and has come up with a compelling story that is wild in the way it unfolds. So, yeah, guys, that's all I have to say. I'm out. Have a good rest of your day. I'm probably going to go make some lunch, listen to